Happy Tuesday, Indianapolis, and welcome to June's episode of the Tuesday 10. I'm Charles Russell III, your Mayor's Neighborhood Advocate for Area 9 on the near southeast side of Indianapolis, your host for today's episode. To kick things off, let's turn to this month's neighborhood spotlight, Holy Cross. The history of Holy Cross begins as early as 1819 when early settler George Pogue built a cabin on the bank of a creek that would later bear his name, Pogue's Run Creek. But the Holy Cross neighborhood did not see major development until 1863, when the federal government purchased 76 acres of land for the construction of the U.S. Arsenal. More and more residents began to settle near the Arsenal once the Citizens Street Railway Company established streetcar service right outside Miles Square, making the area accessible and spurring the construction of housing. It was in 1860s that the Holy Cross neighborhood began to see a large influx of Irish immigrants. Many of these new Irish residents were Catholic, and in order to accommodate them, as well as the growing number of German and Italian Catholics in the area, Holy Cross Church was constructed in 1922, lending the neighborhood its name. Today, Holy Cross is a thriving community in the heart of Indianapolis. It is home to a variety of small businesses, restaurants, retailers, and of particular note, this month, Highland Park. This beloved Indy Park is this month's Park Spotlight. One of the highest points in the city, Highland Park provides a beautiful view of the city skyline, which makes it the perfect spot to watch the city's upcoming fireworks display on the 4th of July. And with origins going back all the way to 1898, when the land was originally acquired, the park also boasts a rich history in the city. Noah Noble, the 5th governor of Indiana from 1831 to 1837, lived on the land with his family until his descendant, Mrs. George F. Miller, sold the land to the city of Indianapolis. She did so with two conditions. The first was that Highland Home would be torn down after her passing. The second was that the grounds were to be turned into a public park for the enjoyment of all Indianapolis residents. So, today, it is Mrs. Miller that we have to thank for Highland Park. Be sure to stop by this 4th of July for one of the best views in the city. Next, we have an important update from our Vision Zero Task Force. Formed last year as a part of the city's commitment to safer streets, the task force has just released their 2025 annual report. Their findings show that traffic fatalities in Indianapolis have decreased by nearly 30%, and serious injuries have decreased by more than 65% since 2021, when the numbers spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic. But there is still more work to be done. The goal of Vision Zero is to eliminate all traffic fatalities and serious injuries in the city of Indianapolis. And the task force is now focused on keeping the numbers trending downward and advocating for safe roadways. A vital part of their work is also includes making safety improvements to the city streets with the help of the Fatal Crash Review Team. By analyzing traffic crash data, the team is able to recommend improvements to Indy DPW. Between these recommendations and DPW's pre-existing safety efforts and initiatives, over $70 million worth of safety-related projects were completed in 2025, with many more to come in 2026. To learn more about the city's Vision Zero progress, check out the annual report on indy.gov by searching Vision Zero. Next up, we are highlighting Gun Violence Awareness Day on Friday, June 5th, beginning Wear Orange Weekend, which runs through Sunday, June 7th. These national observances honor past victims of gun violence while also advocating for change across the country. To get involved this year, you can join the Indiana chapter of Moms Demand Action at Garfield Park on Sunday, June 7th. There at 1 p.m., the group will be hosting their Indianapolis Wear Orange picnic, where Indy neighbors can learn more about the cause and help remember those we have lost to the tragedy of gun violence. Because even though criminal homicides have been declining in our city for 4 years in a row now, there is still more work to be done. And to learn more about what the city is doing to combat gun violence, you can tune into the most recent episode of the Circle City Cast, the new podcast written and produced by the Indianapolis Mayor's Office, launched in January of this year. And in May's episode, our host and Community Outreach Director, Natalie Van Doggen, sits down with our Office of Public Health and Safety Indy Peace team. Their conversation touches on the important preventative work that is happening across Indianapolis and just how the city is expanding these efforts this summer. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Circle City Cast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or YouTube. Next, we are kicking off the summer season with some good news. Several pools across the city opened just in time for Memorial Day weekend, including Brookside Park, Ellenberger Park, Cranert Park, and more. As summer progresses, more Indy Park pools and splash pads will open on a rolling schedule, subject to rainfall and water tests performed by the Marion County Health Department. Find out which pools are open now on parks.indy.gov. There, you can also find more information about operating hours or even purchase a fun card for access to any city pool throughout the season. Whatever you do, Indy, be sure to take advantage of all that Indy Parks has to offer this summer. Next on the docket, we are reminding our Indy neighbors to keep our city clean and welcoming all summer long. From May 1st through October 31st, the Department of Business and Neighborhood Services High Weeds and Grass Reporting Service is back in action, helping us in our efforts to keep neighborhoods clean, safe, and well-maintained. Grass and weeds that are at least 12 inches tall are in violation of the city ordinance. If you see overgrown grass or weeds on private property, you can report it through Request Indy or by calling the Mayor's Action Center. Once a report is filed, DBNS inspectors will visit the property to investigate. If there is a high weeds and grass violation, DBNS will notify the property owner, who has approximately 10 days to mow their property. If no action is taken, a contractor will mow it, and the property owner will be charged a fee. Save yourself the trouble, Indy. Let's work together to keep our neighborhoods clean and welcoming all season long. Up next, we are highlighting an important resource at the original farmers market on every second and fourth Wednesday of the month during the summer run. The city's Department of Metropolitan Development is hosting their Ask the City booth once again this year, and it is the perfect place for Indianapolis neighbors looking to connect with their public servants. City employees representing a variety of different agencies and departments will provide information about everything from parks and trails to building codes and property taxes. Stop by to see what the City of Indianapolis has to share with you. Again, that's every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at the original Farmers Market on Monument Circle. And speaking of Monument Circle, we have more good news. Spark on this circle is officially back for its fourth season in the heart of downtown Indianapolis. Located right on the circle from now until September, Spark is an urban green space and gathering area brought to us by Big Car Collaborative, the Downtown Indy Alliance, and the city's very own Department of Metropolitan Development. It features a concession trailer, plenty of space to sit and relax, and a full schedule of activities and events and performances to enjoy. You can visit Spark to check it out any day of the week between 11 a.m. and dusk. Find more information and upcoming events on circlespark.org. It's June, and that means we are celebrating Pride Month here in Indianapolis and across the country. Luckily, Indy neighbors don't have to go far to find queer joy and history. It's right here in our backyard. And this year, the festivities will be happening all weekend long. To start, Pride Night is happening at Victory Field on Thursday, June 11th. Opening night festivities will take place the next day at Everrise Amphitheater, when Australian musician Tasha Sultana takes the stage. Of course, you can't miss the Pride Parade along Mass Ave or the Pride Festival at Military Park and White River State Park, both happening on Saturday, June 13th. Then on Sunday, you can stop by the Indy Gay Market and Pet Pride to see all the animals and support local queer artists, makers, and small businesses at White River State Park. To find more information about the full weekend schedule here in Indianapolis, be sure to visit indypride.org. Finally, we are highlighting a couple more holidays in the month of June. First up is Juneteenth. This annual observance on June 19th commemorates the same day in 1865 when slavery ended and all Americans were finally granted their freedom. Here in our city, Juneteenth celebrations will be taking place on June 20th at the 9th annual Indy Juneteenth celebration, hosted at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. There will be a parade, vendors, bands, a float contest, and more. Check out the schedule of festivities and start making your Juneteenth plans by heading over to indyjuneteenth.org. Next, only a couple days after Father's Day is on Sunday, June 21st this year. With our diverse culinary options and our impressive sports and entertainment scene, there are countless of ways to celebrate your father or father figure here in Indianapolis. Find ideas to show him some appreciation this Father's Day by visiting visitindy.com and browsing their event offerings. And that's all the time we have for this installment of the Tuesday 10. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next month. Until then, this is your Mayor's Neighborhood Advocate, Charles Russell III, signing off. Have a great day, Indy.